Hi, I'm Nick Tompkins, Pipe Major of the City of Ipswich Pipe Band, and welcome to the first in a series of educational piping and drumming videos. These videos are intended primarily for the City of Ipswich Pipe Band and the Greater Ipswich College of Piping and Drumming. However, by publishing these online on YouTube and Facebook, we hope that many people throughout our wider pipe band community can get some value out of them. Please feel free to ask as many questions as you have, suggest topics, or even comment with your own ideas, tips and tricks. If we have left anything out, we will try our best to address these in the future. The methods and opinions presented are of course those of myself and our tutors and what works for us from our experiences in the top grades of pipe bands. You may of course have other opinions or methods and we would love to discuss these with you. The video today is on hemping of bagpipes, which is hopefully timely as people have some more time to address instrument maintenance over the holiday periods. So, we're going to start with a unhemped joint, okay? So this is of course a bass drone joint, and we're looking at the top of the joint. To start with, I use yellow waxed hemp. Now the reason that I use yellow waxed hemp instead of black waxed hemp is simply that I find I get better tunability of the drones. Okay, so the black hemp tends to be a bit stickier, a bit harder to get that good lubrication of the joint. I also use waxed hemp over unwaxed hemp. Of course, we want to make sure that we're not getting the swelling of the hemp, which is going to happen from the moisture if you don't have waxed hemp. If I need an extra bit of grip on my hemp, I would just simply use a bit of cobbler's wax, which is just some black wax like this, and that's going to give it that extra bit of wax, an extra bit of grip on there. Okay, now to start off, what we want to do is we want to look at how to hold the hemp. Now, to get nice tight grip, I'm normally going to hold it kind of in my fingers and then tighten up. Because I'm actually holding it so that as it's spooling off, it's coming off that way. Okay, I'm going to start by grabbing a piece of hemp and I'm going to simply hold it with my thumb going long ways. Okay, what this is going to do is that once I start wrapping it around, I'm going to make sure that I'm not getting any slippage by actually covering over the top of the hemp. Okay, I'm then going to start spooling it around. I'm going to make sure I get right in the crevice, and then we're going to make sure that as we go, we're just getting a nice, consistent roll. Okay. Okay. What you'll find is that by holding it like this, it just slips out of your hand. You don't have to keep letting it go. We want to make sure that we get it as tight as possible, okay, onto the joint. If we have it loose, then you'll find two things. You'll find that you get a lot of expansion in it when you get a bit of moisture in it, when you get a bit of playing into it. And you'll also find that it'll actually turn on the joint, okay, which is not what we want. We want it to be nice and tight. We want it to be nice and compact, and we want it to be able to last there for a long time. Okay, as you go, you can get a lot better at it and a lot quicker. Okay, I'm keeping it relatively tight as I go, keeping the same grip in my hand. You can just see it's just slipping out gradually as we go. Okay, and so I've gone all the way down, getting nice and tight into that corner again. Okay, and you'll see that I haven't actually covered kind of every single point. I haven't tried to be exact because it's more time to do that perfectly. And what you'll notice is as we go further, it doesn't become as necessary to get it 100% perfect. Okay, we're then going to go back up. Okay, and as we're going, we're trying to make sure we're filling in those gaps as we're going. Okay, up to the top. And again, it's just this up and down motion that we're going to have as we go. What we're also doing is we're looking to make sure that it's even as we go. Okay, so it doesn't have to necessarily be perfect in line of hemp to line of hemp, but we're making sure that as we're going, we're not getting any ups and downs. Okay. Okay, as we're going. It's also a good idea to make sure that you're not always looking at the same spot, okay, because sometimes the top bit that you're looking at will be nice and consistent, but on the back of it, because you haven't had a consistent turning technique, that's actually not as good. So just keep every now and then turning it through. Okay, now here's the next trick. Okay, so just gonna take that down. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to roll the hemp and the whole joint on the table. And what that's going to do is it's going to nice and compact it as we're going. Okay, so we're just trying to make sure that it's really nice and compact. Okay, particularly if you've got a square edge table, works a lot better. Okay, and we're just rolling it to make sure we get nice and compact. And what that's going to do is it's going to also spread out the hemp. Okay, as we keep going, we're going to get nice and fast. Fortunately, I don't know how to do the fast forward in videos. Someone might be able to help with that. So we're just going to get faster and faster. Keep getting it. So keeping it nice and tight, nice and consistent. And what you'll notice is if you keep looking, you'll find some places where it's just pooling a little bit. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're not getting any mounds as we go. Okay, keeping it nice and tight. It's number one rule, keeping that same grip so it's just coming out as we're going. Okay, once again, we're going to just get there. We're going to roll it on the table, make sure it's nice and compact. Okay, the more compact we can get it, the less expansion we're going to have when we get moisture in there. It's going to last a lot longer over time. We're not going to get the hemp as a whole slipping on the joint. Okay, going to keep going further. Okay, you can see I'm not trying to get it 100% exact. I'm just trying to get a nice coverage over the whole thing. Some people, I know, spend a lot of time getting it 100% exact, roll to roll, and I don't think it actually provides too much extra. Okay. Now some people, I see some people put plumber's tape over the end. There's different theories around that. I personally don't do it. I don't like it. I think that it gets people to be a bit lazy. I think you're better off to just be better with your maintenance. You'll see some people and they haven't hemped their pipes in years and years and years. As a general rule, I probably take my hemp off completely off my pipes probably every 12 months. Okay. It's going to give it a final roll. And then what we're going to do is we've got to make sure that we're checking it against the joint. Okay, so top bit of my drain here, going to check it. Okay, it's a bit too tight. So let's keep going here. Feel free to fast forward the video if you like. Making sure the whole time that we're just watching, making sure that it's nice, consistent as we go. No holes coming in, no little grooves. Okay, making sure that you get enough at the ends as well. Quite often you see people really focusing it in the middle and not doing enough on the ends. Okay. We also want to make sure that we stay within the hemp guide area. Okay, so most modern pipes are going to have a little hemp retainer on the end, and we also have the hemp guide at this end as well. So we want to make sure that we're staying within that, but bumping right up against that to get a nice tight hemping. If your pipes don't have hemp retainers, have a look at actually going to a pipe manufacturer, a pipe repairer, and getting some put on, because they are fantastic things. I'm going to roll it once more. Okay, roll it before you check the tightness is always my advice. Otherwise you'll find that as you're checking it, it'll compress a bit, but then by the time you've compressed it that bit, it might actually need a bit more hemp. Okay, so you're going to go again, check it. Okay, here we can find that it's already quite tight as we're going, but It's turning quite easily. Okay, so I've actually got pretty close to where we want. Now, with the bass drone, you want to go all the way down. With a normal tenor, you're not going all the way down. So we've got to make sure, particularly with the bass drone, that we've got a really flat line so we can get all the way down. Once we've gone all the way down, we want to make sure that it's twisted. Now, to make sure that we've got the right tightness, what I do is I use these 3 fingers, okay? Because if you're the drone tuner, you want to be able to get it nice and quickly, go around nice and quickly. At the same time, you don't want to have them going up and down. So you want to make sure that with 3 fingers, we can turn it quite easily, okay? So as a drone tuner, you can just go around there, get nice and quickly. But if I take these 3 and I try to push it up and down, okay, I shouldn't be able to get it off. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more, couple more loops, particularly at the top, to make sure that we're getting it nice and even, looking at that evenness, okay? Okay, noting that it's all one continuous roll of hemp that I've got on, okay? I'm going to check it again, go all the way down, okay? Okay, get it nice and compacted, and I'm just going to check again, 3 fingers, okay, can I go up and down? Yes, I can, okay? Then I'm going to check if I pull it each way, it's not coming out. Okay, so it's still easy enough for a drone tuner to move it, but it's not going to move. Even if we happen to be tuning really high, it's still not going to move. Okay, it's because I've got a nice, even, consistent hemp on there. Now, one other little tip is to get a thing called cork grease. You can either use cork grease or even a bit of Vaso, but cork grease is often used in musical instruments. And I just give it a layer of cork grease all the way around. And what that's going to do is it's just going to give it that extra bit of lubrication and make it really easy for a tuner to do it. It's also going to keep a nice tight seal for air tightness. Okay, so once we're done, just pull off or cut off the end. Make sure it doesn't move down as we go. And then there we go, all hemped up. Make sure you comment and like the videos. Add any questions that you have, or even just any opinions you have. If you think I've done something wrong, I'd love to hear it. It's all about learning. Enjoy your day.